Have you ever wondered what happens when all of humanity speaks the same language, shares the same goal, and works together with perfect unity? It sounds like a utopia, right? A world without misunderstanding, where progress knows no bounds. But what if that unity, that single-minded ambition, became the very thing that threatened our future? Today we're journeying back to the dawn of civilization, to the plains of Shinar, to uncover the story of the Tower of Babel, a tale that is so much more than ancient myth. It's a profound reflection on human nature, ambition, and the very fabric of our societies, holding lessons that are more relevant today than ever before. According to the book of Genesis, after the Great Flood, humanity began to multiply again. Everyone spoke one language and shared a common speech. As they migrated eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." This wasn't just an architectural project, it was a statement. It was humanity's first grand, unified rebellion against their perceived limits. Imagine the scene: a bustling construction site, the air filled with the sounds of a single language, every individual perfectly in sync, driven by a shared vision. The tower climbs higher and higher, a testament to their incredible skill and cooperation. They weren't just building with brick and mortar, they were building an identity. They wanted to make a name for themselves. This desire for fame, for a legacy that defies time and mortality, is a deeply human impulse. They wanted to create a central point, a fortress against the divine command to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. They feared being scattered, losing their newfound unity and power. Their goal was to control their own destiny, to reach the heavens on their own terms, essentially attempting to become their own gods. But the story takes a dramatic turn. God comes down to see the city and the tower. He observes their unity and their boundless ambition. And he says, if as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. This line is crucial. It's not a condemnation of their skill, but an observation of their potential. A potential that, when fueled by arrogance and a desire to supplant divine authority, becomes dangerous. So, what happens next? God confuses their language so they can no longer understand each other. The grand project grinds to a halt. Communication breaks down, cooperation ceases, and frustration turns into division. The people abandon the city and are scattered across the face of the earth, just as they had feared. The city's name became Babel, which sounds like the Hebrew word for confused. The dream of a unified, self-glorifying humanity crumbled into a mess of misunderstanding. So, what are the lessons here for us, living in the 21st century? The story isn't just a warning against building tall towers. It's a profound commentary on the nature of unity, technology, and ambition. First, let's talk about unity. The people of Babel had perfect unity, but what was it for? It was a unity built on pride and fear. They were united in their desire to make a name for themselves, not for a greater good. This is the first critical lesson. Unity without a moral compass is dangerous. A society can be perfectly united in pursuing a destructive goal. History is filled with examples of nations unified under charismatic leaders for conquest, oppression, or ideologies that caused immense suffering. True, lasting unity isn't just about everyone agreeing. It's about everyone agreeing on something good, something that respects human dignity and the world around us. So we must ask ourselves today, when we call for unity in our communities, our nations, or globally, what is the purpose of that unity? Is it to build a better, more just world for everyone? Or is it to make a name for our own group at the expense of others? The second lesson is about technology and ambition. The people of Babel had advanced technology for their time, brickmaking. This innovation enabled their ambitious project. Today, our technology is infinitely more powerful. We have the internet, artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and the ability to travel into space. Like the builders of Babel, we often believe that nothing we plan to do will be impossible. We can connect the entire globe in an instant, cure diseases, and create virtual worlds. But the story of Babel urges us to pause and consider the why behind our what. Our ambition, supercharged by technology, can lead to incredible breakthroughs. But if that ambition is driven by arrogance, by a desire to play God, to control every aspect of life without wisdom or humility, we risk creating our own modern-day Babels. Think about it. Social media was meant to connect us, but it can also sow division and misinformation. Artificial intelligence holds immense promise, but it also raises ethical questions about control and bias. The lesson is that progress for its own sake is not enough. Technological advancement must be guided by ethical responsibility and humility. We must constantly ask, not just, can we do this, but should we do this? Third, and perhaps most importantly, is the theme of diversity. In the story, the scattering of peoples and the creation of different languages is presented as a divine intervention to curb humanity's arrogant ambition. From the rubble of Babel, a new world emerged, a world of diverse cultures, languages, and perspectives. This is a powerful, counterintuitive idea. While the builders saw being scattered as a curse, the story frames it as a solution. It suggests that diversity is not a weakness, but a strength. It is a safeguard against the kind of monolithic groupthink that led to the Tower project in the first place. When everyone thinks and speaks the same, it's easy for a single, flawed idea to take hold and lead an entire society astray. But in a world of diverse viewpoints, we challenge each other. We see problems from different angles. We are forced to listen, to translate, to find common ground, not through uniformity, but through mutual respect and understanding. This is the foundation of a healthy, resilient global society. So how do we apply this to being better citizens today? We live in a world that can feel a lot like Babel. The internet gives us a common space, a digital plane of Shinar, where global-scale projects and ideas can form in an instant. We see calls for global unity, but we also see deep divisions. The story of Babel encourages us to champion diversity, to learn another language, to travel, to read history from another culture's perspective, to genuinely listen to people who don't look, think, or vote like us. It teaches us to be wary of any movement, political or social, that demands absolute conformity and promises a utopia built on the exclusion of others. True progress isn't about building a single, monolithic tower where everyone is the same. It's about building a vibrant, interconnected city with many different, beautiful structures, a city where different voices can be heard, respected, and contribute to a greater whole. The story of the Tower of Babel isn't an argument against ambition or unity. It's an argument for humble ambition and righteous unity. It's a call to build bridges, not towers. Bridges connect different places and people while respecting their uniqueness. Towers, in this context, seek to replace everything else with a single imposing structure. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, with all its incredible potential and perilous pitfalls, let's remember the lessons from the plains of Shinar. Let's pursue progress with wisdom, embrace unity with purpose, and celebrate the diversity that makes us resilient. Let's build a future not to make a name for ourselves, but to create a better, more just, and more beautiful world for everyone. That is a legacy worth building. What do you think? Is our modern, interconnected world at risk of building its own Tower of Babel? What are the biggest towers we are building today? I would love to read your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Let's continue this important conversation together. Thank you so much for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay curious and build bridges.